Hey everyone, Leets and Geeks, welcome back. Today we're going to get into Dungeon Alchemist. They just released the Fata Morgana update. And so they have some new features that we're going to go over today. And if this is your first time coming to the channel, I want to welcome you folks. This is RPG Elite, the high standard, the highest standard, by the way, if I may say so myself. This is where we put the RP back into RPG. And this is where we give you tools and we give you tips, we give you tutorials, we have real talk about the tabletop RPG space and culture. And also, this is where we highlight the RPG Elite philosophy, a series that we've been doing for quite some time now. We're almost at the end, almost, but not quite. So follow along with us. Now, let's get into it. Straight into it. Yeah, I know that was a quick intro. Gonna get straight into it, folks. We're gonna look at these features and then I'm gonna see you on the other side with the question of the video and a little bit more. So, roll them. So here we are in Dungeon Alchemist and we've got a few things to cover in the new update, Fata Morgana, but let's just dive in with the first one. So we have some new terrain types. So I'm going to make a new map and it's on dark parchment right now just because it just opens it up to something plain. But you have the pull down menu. We have some new terrains. Now I'm just going to click on grasslands, not glasslands, but grasslands, because they said that the grasslands have been improved and they have a couple new elevation options like the flooded mountains and the crater. And let's go ahead and do a river and a meadow and some hills. Or do you want it flat? Let's do some hills. So let's create it and see what's going on with these improved grasslands. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, so we can see this whole thing, they have added another. I think this is so sweet. This is small, but sometimes the small things make the biggest impact on some people. And this is one of the ones for me. So I'm about getting as much real estate on my screen to work in as possible. So what they have done, if you go up to the view and pull down menu, then I have hide user interface. So if I do that, I get my whole screen, which is dopeness. And then I can kind of slide in, and of course, oh well, I can't do that now because normally I put it in a 3D view at a kind of like an angle. So what I'll do is I'll just come back out here, right? And then I will do this. Hide interface. I wish there was a shortcut for that. I know I'm being picky, but and you just press escape once you want to see your menu again. But it looks like what they've done here for the improved grasslands is just added some more greenery that shows up in the grasslands. That's what it looks like. And maybe some more flowers and things like that kind of show up. You gotta zoom in a little bit here. They also said that they improved the water. And I'm not sure because this water was good to begin with. So not real sure why they felt the need to improve it. You guys was doing bang up job on that from get, but the water is improved. Now these animations with the water, by the way, they don't export to like Foundry. This is as you are working in Dungeon Alchemist. But it looks like the improved greenery here is what we have going on. So I'm going to get out of this real quick so we can get into some of the other ones. I'm going to do a new map again. And let's go to the desert. The desert is brand new. And as you can see, that you can have dunes. You can have an oasis. So I'm going to try to do as many of the new ones as possible. Got a cacti here, so that's totally appropriate for a desert. And the water level, let's do a plateau and see what happens. And click create. All right, and now I'm going to, I'm going to be using this to death, right? So that's the desert with an oasis in the middle of it. Got some cacti here. And you know me, I still like to have that view right there. Oops, push that twice. And if we can zoom in a little bit, you can see the dunes right here. Right? Going above. Does it look like bang up, knock it out of the park thing? Not really. But the fact that they added another terrain is great. Number one. Number two, it's a desert, y'all. So it ain't too much that you're gonna, be able to add to that. But this looks good. And it also allows you to, now by adding these new terrains and things, and also a whole bunch of assets that they added as well. We'll get into a couple of them. But I'm telling you, man, now Dungeon Alchemist is starting to get into territory of being able to be used for more than just fantasy. Of course, their focus is fantasy. But now, once we are going to look at a couple of assets later on, but man, they're turning it up to 11. This stuff is looking fantastic. So let's go to one more. And this is my favorite new terrain. This one is my favorite new terrain. It is the Badlands. And I am going to click on a lakeside because I think a lakeside is new. But I'm also going to do dry bushes. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. And I'm not going to do mountaintops. Hills, no. Let's do a mesa right here because that's a new one as well. So let's just go ahead, create a new map and see what Dungeon Alchemist comes up with. All right, so before I do that, I'm going to do this, and then I am going to come up here and get my full. Oh, wow, that is so pretty, y'all. First thing I think of is Westerns, right? The whole steppe and cactuses and dry bushes, and man, this looks so good to me. It really does. It looks so good to me. So let's move on to some of the other things that they've added in this update as well. So the other thing they've added is some details with the brushes for terrains. You go over here and we click on the brushes. They've expanded them now because it used to go up to about right here, I believe, or even right here. Now they have a couple more that you can add, and they've also added the brush strength, which is kind of like a density thing for terrain. So if I click on this one right here, we've always had the size. So if I want to make it smaller, and I do, I can do that. And then now we have the brush strength, which is, like I said, more like a density. So as you can see, you can do that. You can control Z out. Or if you want to make it less than, then you can just click on it. And as you can see, it's not as dense. It's just barely there, which is what it's kind of more like what I wanted. There you go. Now, and I can always control Z out of that. All right, so this one coming up right here is what I believe is the best thing that they've done for their features. And this is the token view. This is so cool. I was messing with this and I was having all kinds of fun with this. This is so cool. First, you click over here on this chess piece, so this pawn piece over here. Click on this, and now they have these tokens that they have created and included. And up here are some character tokens. And with each of these tokens, you can make them a favorite by just going on and clicking the little heart right here if you want to make it a favorite. Then once you go up to your favorites right here, it's included. I'm going to click off of that because I only want one, and that's my paladin. So if you click on your paladin and then click on the map, it will set your token on the map. Now it looks cool, right? But that's not the cool part. Okay, the cool part is this little eye right here. This little eye is fantastic. If you click on that, you go into first person view. And now you can actually tour your map. Like you can go around and walk around your map as I am doing right here, which is so cool. Oh my gosh, this is cool. Now, why is this cool? Well, if you want to show people your map, if you've got a YouTube channel or something like that, you can press R and it will record and you can just walk around your map, give a map tour, especially if it's a larger map. let people know, hey, this is what I put here or there. Very cool. But another thing you can do is press F, and pressing F takes a screenshot. Now, this is where you can use it for immersion for your players. Let's say you have them on this map, but normally you have kind of like a partial 3D view, like in a virtual tabletop like Foundry. So if you take screenshots of your actual map that you have your characters in, your PCs in, then you can show those images to them, and it's not going to be some image that you pulled off the internet. It's actually going to be an image of your map in the first person view. And this really can draw your players into the experience and into the setting, and it increases immersion. I am just so geeked about this feature right here. Dungeon Alchemist, fellas, y'all knocked it out of the park on this one. I ain't even gonna lie. Y'all did it up on this one. And you just press escape to get on out of there. That is fantastic. That is absolutely awesome. Now, also, one thing that they've done over here with the tokens as well is these were all created in what's called Hero Forge. Now, you can go over to Hero Forge, you can create an account, and if you have an account, you can get 5 free tokens if you connect your account to Dungeon Alchemist. There's a whole way of doing that. I'm going to make a separate video on that. I'm not going to do it now. But then you can take these characters, you can put them inside of your maps, and you don't have to. Let's say, for example, I'm going to take an NPC, do an NPC, and I'm going to take this one right here. This guy, this is a guard. I'll put the guard. Let's put the guard over here. Okay. And I'm going to click my guy once again, go down to first person. And I'm like, oh, what up? What's over here? Oh, what's up, bruh? Let's see what's going on. This, oh, wait a minute. It's a bear? You can't really see it when you're actually looking at the menu. It's a bear. Okay, the guard is a bear. Okay, well, then there's that. All right. Well, you can actually put NPCs on your map. You can take screenshot of your NPCs that you create in Hero Forge. So it'll be a totally custom experience for your players. So you can really draw them into your world by making custom tokens and then placing them on the map. And like I said, I'm not going to do a whole video on this right now, but there's a lot of cool things you can do with Hero Forge. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to create a room, and they've got some new rooms as well. I'm pretty sure I saw one earlier, was a hovel. This one's new. I haven't seen this one before. I think Spider Lair is new too. Or was that in the last update? I'm not sure. This stuff, you're starting to lose yourself in this stuff now. The desert one obviously is new because, they just came out with the desert. So we're going to do one of these. Let's do one of these, and we're going to do a hovel. And I'm just going to draw a square, have it placed whatever there. There we go. And it placed something in there that I don't even have to go looking for it. That's rather cool. So I'm going to go over here to my place objects. I'm going to click on this object right here, and you'll notice something. You're going to notice that we have this icon here with a little brush. Well, now what you can do with some objects, not all, but with some objects, you can click on it, and now you can change the color. So now you can really add detail and really make it your own map. Instead of everything kind of looking the same, you can change the color. Now, here's my only suggestion for this, for the devs over there. You guys are, again, knocking it out of the park. My only suggestion for this particular feature right here is if we could double click the color bar and then put in a hexadecimal color code. I mean, I do those things all of the time, specific colors that I want to have. If we could do that, that would just be, oh my goodness, that would just be fantastic. I know it's small. It may seem small. It's like, oh, well, you can change the color. But yeah, sometimes it's those little nuances that you want to have the option of doing. Man, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, or to be able to pull like a picture or an image or something to be like, ooh, I really like that color right there, and you can't quite get it. It'd be good to be able to pull it off of a color and look into a paint shop or, GIMP or something, and then pull the hexadecimal off of there and do it inside of Dungeon Alchemist. Just a suggestion right there. But the whole idea that you're able to color different objects now is great. But again, it's only for certain things. You can just do your own experimentation with that in terms of looking to see which ones have color and which ones don't. They have plenty of new assets that they've included in this edition as well. And lastly, we have the new Steam Workshop. So this is cool, especially for us GMs who get busy during the week. You can go to Steam Workshop. You can just open up Publish, even if you haven't none published, and click on Browse. And it's going to pull up the maps that other creators who have Dungeon Alchemist have created. And if you like that map, then what you can do is subscribe to that map. You can get yourself a preview of it. So I like this. Let's say I like this one. And I do like this one, by the way. So let's say I like this one. And I'm like, hey, I think I want this one. So look at this. 2,838 and 833. I'm pretty sure that's views. 577 downloads. Got some people over here who have given a thumbs up, a thumbs down, and given it a score. It's 21 by 21. What I'm going to do, just to show you how this works, and this is what's real cool, I'm going to subscribe and download this. And you just click on it and watch what happens here. It actually imports the map into Dungeon Alchemist. So if you want to use a map as a template, and then you want to go in and add your flair for your particular campaign and what you want, you can do that. If you want to, from Git, be like, okay, let me see what I want to change, and you want to go and take your favorite token and you want to put it on there, you can put it on there, go into first person view. Oh man, what the heck? And do a tour of the map to see, okay, what do I have here? What do I have there? I got some fruit there. Gotta go up the stairs here. All right, go to the edge here. I got some. Did a good job on this map, man. I don't know who made this map, but it's dope. Okay, you go down here, over here, and so you could do a tour of the map. You can go outside and open the door. Hello. There you go. Come back out. Close the door. And again, you're doing a tour of the map, and then you can see, okay, I don't like this, and I can change this. I don't like this, and I can change this. I mean, however you want to do it. So that is so cool. And you can do this with whatever maps that you subscribe to and download, and you can change them to your taste. And there are many, many maps that people have uploaded with their vast creative talents and done a great job, like in this one. So these are the things, the new things in the Fata Morgana update for Dungeon Alchemist. So if you're in the market to make some great maps, or even if you're not a great map maker or you don't have the time or something, then the Steam Workshop is going to be for you. Just for the Steam Workshop alone, you can get Dungeon Alchemist, get access to the Steam Workshop, and then work on your own maps on your own time, or just use all of those maps as templates and subscribe to them and then change them up. Somebody else has already done all the hard and heavy lifting for you. You can just do some detail work and make it your own. A huge thumbs up for this update. You guys are, like I said, knocking it out of the park. I'm really looking forward into getting into this. I've got a game this weekend, this Saturday, God willing. I got my One Ring campaign. And so I want to really get my hands dirty with the new features in Dungeon Alchemist. And maybe you want to get your hands dirty after looking at this. You can go on over to Steam, download it. It is a reasonable price. They come out with great updates for this thing. You guys have seen what's going on. I've had 2 updates. I haven't really even gotten the chance to really get into the tutorials that I would like to do for Dungeon Alchemist. I guess that's going to have to come later. However, if you want to get in on this right now, go over to Steam, download it. I think right now, what is it? $44.99, I believe, or something like that. Not quite sure. It's somewhere in that area. But I'm telling you, you can create great maps, not only 3D maps, but just a straight 2D maps if you're doing live stuff as well. And listen, I ain't got no dog in the race here. I don't even have any affiliate links because they don't have that. I'm just saying it because it's a good piece of software. If you're into fantasy, mostly fantasy, and you want those, even though, like I said, like I mentioned in the video, it looks like they crossing over a little bit. You might be able to use this for more than just fantasy. They're starting to do a little something here. Know what I'm saying? Okay, folks. Well, let's go ahead and get to the question of the vid, which is this. So I've showed you all the features, highlighted them. Out of all the features that you've seen, which one impresses you the most? Whether you have the software or don't have the software, maybe you're thinking about getting Dungeon Alchemist. Go ahead, let me know down in the comments below. That's gonna do it, folks. That is it. That's all we got. Hey, I've got more videos to make. Got that classic tabletop RPG video to make for Friday. And then, like I said, I'm gonna get into some Dungeon Alchemist this week and do my thing. So, God willing, until next time, folks, you know what a brother's gotta do.
So exit, stage left.
Oh yeah! Peace! And hair grease.